I retired at 48 years old, and it was the best thing I ever did. But I had to work pretty hard to make sure that I didn't screw it up, because there are some things that you need to do if you want to have any chance of actually enjoying your retirement. And so here are the 3 rules that I followed after I retired. No, 1 is never stop learning. When we retire, many of us have this idea in our minds of what retirement should be like. Maybe we saw our parents when they retired, and we have this vision of what we thought that looked like. Or maybe we just have this idea that comes from society or movies or TV shows about what it should look like. The truth is, it doesn't necessarily look like that for everybody. And one thing that we need to remember is that retirement looks different for everyone, and that's okay. It's not what we think it should be, or what we see other people doing that matters. It's how we choose to spend our time once we get to retirement that really matters. What I'm saying is, if you've spent the last 30, 40, 50 years working in your career, and then all of a sudden you stop working, you might find yourself at a loss for words, so to speak. You might find yourself lost or without purpose. For me, the thing that gave me my sense of purpose, that gave me my drive, that gave me my reason to get out of bed every morning, was my career. And yes, it was challenging. Yes, it was stressful at times. But those challenges and that stress were part of my life. They were part of who I am. So if I'm just going to wake up one day and say, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. What is it that's going to replace that? So when I retired, I made a promise to myself that I would never stop learning. And so whatever I chose to do, whether it was a hobby, a craft, something related to my career, or completely unrelated, I promised myself that I would always be learning, that I would always be growing, that I would always have a sense of purpose. And that's why I started this channel. I've always loved to learn. I've always loved to teach and share with others. And so this has been such an amazing opportunity for me to do that. And it's also given me a sense of community. And by community, I mean the fact that I get to talk to you guys, get to read your comments, get to see what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, what you want to improve upon. And I've just found that that sense of community is really important. And speaking of that, before we move on to the next rule, if you could do me a quick favor, click on that subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, turn on notifications. What that will do is it will help me get the word out to more people so that we can continue to grow this community and help each other out. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to the second rule, and that is keep your body moving. This is something that I learned too late in life, and I wish somebody had told me this sooner. There's a quote that I love by a gentleman named Lucius Annaeus Seneca, and he said, "The greatest wealth is health." If you're watching this video and you're young, you're middle-aged, or even if you're older than me, I can tell you that this man was right. There's nothing more important than your health. There's nothing more important than your well-being. And as we age, it becomes even more important that we take care of ourselves. When I was younger, I took care of my body. I exercised. I ate healthy. But as I got older, I started to get lazy. I started eating more processed foods. I stopped exercising as much. And the result was that I gained weight. I lost energy, and I felt terrible. And then a few years ago, I started to experience some serious health issues. My blood pressure went through the roof. I was on medication for high blood pressure. And then I developed acid reflux. It was so bad that I had to go on medication for that as well. And then one day I realized that enough was enough. I needed to make a change. And that's when I decided to start taking care of myself again. I cut out processed foods, started eating healthy, started exercising again, and slowly but surely my health began to improve. My blood pressure went down to normal levels. I no longer needed medication for that. My acid reflux disappeared. And let me tell you, it is such a great feeling to wake up in the morning and feel good, to feel healthy, to feel full of energy. It's something that I never took for granted before, but now I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that I took the time to take care of myself. Now, you don't have to become a bodybuilder or run a marathon. That's not the point. The point is to keep your body moving. Find activities that you enjoy and that make you feel good. Go for a walk, take a bike ride, swim, dance. Whatever it is that you like to do, just keep your body moving and you'll feel better for it. Okay, so those are the first 2 rules. Never stop learning and keep your body moving. But what is the third rule? Well, that is pursue your passions. You see, when we retire, we often have more time on our hands than we did when we were working. And that's a good thing. We should use that extra time to pursue the things that we're passionate about. For me, that's been this channel: reading, writing, learning new skills. But for you, it could be something completely different. Maybe you've always wanted to write a book. Now's your chance. Maybe you've always wanted to start a business. Now's your opportunity. Maybe you just want to spend more time with your family and friends. That's great too. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, pursue it. Don't let it go. Don't waste your time sitting around doing nothing. Use your time wisely and pursue the things that you're most passionate about. I know that these 3 rules are simple, but they're also very important. They re the things that I've tried to live by since I retired, and they've made all the difference. I hope that you'll consider adopting them as well. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your plans for retirement? What are you going to do with your time? What are your goals? Leave a comment below and let me know. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you for watching. And until next time, remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.